Hello, my name is Munitu. Now, I understand you guys may be wondering a few things like, what happened to episode 6? Where the hell is Nate? Where have you guys been the past year and a half? Well, episode 6 will be uploaded. It is the lost second episode of Klopmas from back in the day. It got lost, and we've actually recently found it. And honestly, finding it and a few other events is what led to this episode being made. This is a new episode that we have recorded very recently. And yes, in case you're wondering, that does mean we are bringing back the podcast. We are going to start posting videos again. And unfortunately, Nate will not be joining us for a while. We're hoping on getting an episode with the original trio together so we can talk about, what happened during the hiatus, why it had to happen, basically where we've been, and why it's taken so long to get this stuff done and get back to recording. So hopefully we can get that done soon. But until then, the lost 6th episode will be coming out soon. But until then, enjoy this new episode. The first new episode in about a year and a half. Peace.
In a world without shame, Klopfix run rampant across the internet, and from its most evil pits spring stories so horrifying it would chill the soul. In this world, 3 brave souls wade through the filth to find the most disturbing and poorly written Klopfix on the net. Will they survive? Ma bieu!
Hey guys, you're listening to Magiculation. I'm Kit Kat.
I'm Munitu.
And
I.
Yes, we have our guest who is
Ink Twist Fudge, owner of
Yes.
Ink Twist Studio.
Yes. And so, we read Klopfix, so you don't have to.
Yeah.
And our first story that we're doing, we were on hiatus for a little while, but we're getting back into it.
A little while was over a year and a half.
Well, we're
No
adults.
time.
We have lives, like...
You have a life?
I know. Like, I do.
sorry, but-
I do. I know it's baffling, but yeah.
I know that I don't.
The reason
So-
Nate's not here is because he apparently has more of a life than me and Kit Kat.
Nate's not here because he literally came to visit me at a convention that I had a booth at, and then he somehow met the love of his life, and he's just been, kidnapped by her ever since.
That's actually why we stopped doing the podcast, too.
Yeah, that's actually it. So, he will be back, so I know a lot of people might be like, no, Iron Will, why? But no, he will be back, so don't stress.
We just won't
But-
read any Iron Will stories until he gets back.
Exactly. So, until he gets back, we're just going to read something about Rainbow Dash fucking her laptop. Sounds great, right?
Delicious.
Yes. Bessie, come closer to your thingy.
Computer?
Yeah, you
I
sound far away.
The
don't have
microphone.
an official mic.
Oh, well then, closer to your mouth then.
Don't have an official mic.
Get closer to your mouth.
Either that or,
How do I do that? Do I suck
We'll
my
figure
lips
it
in, or
we'll figure it out. No, but, okay.
we'll find a Klopfix that tells me all about how to do that.
I'm sure we will. So this one is called RD Sex is a Laptop, by...
And it's not sex is. I just wanted to specify it is SEXES, not sex is.
Like the verb, yeah.
Yeah.
This dude is British, though, because, it says RD Sex is a Laptop, and it's by, Damon, and, Damon67.
Damon,
And the
yeah.
description is Rainbow's lappy blue screens, so she rapes it.
Yeah, I've never heard it
Okay.
described as a lappy.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying it must be British, because they say lappy occasionally. But, anyway,
We'll find out if we see a word that normally ends in OR. If it ends in OUR, then it is British.
okay. Yeah, so, here we go. Chapter 1. As she laid on the floor, forehoof and crotch, Rainbow Dash stared at the laptop screen, at the blue screen of death, completely dumbfounded at what had happened. Stupid Intel had crashed, and halfway through her masturbation, too. It wasn't every day she felt like staying up this late, and on one of the rare times she did and chose to spend that time with her trusty computer. It has the audacity to crash on her.
I'd like to point out that I kind of like the joke of entail instead of intel.
I know, that's very clever. Clever. For those, actually, we're going to link the story in our description.
Oh yeah, so follow along with us.
Yeah, you'll
Don't
be
be
able
lazy.
Read along. Join us.
Defeat the whole purpose of having someone read it to you.
Exactly. There you go.
It'll be great.
No,
Don't dare be multitasking.
I mean, hey, it is fun to read along. I imagine it better. But, okay. You're doing the voice for Rainbow Dash Bessie, so...
I am. Okay. Dumb Windows, I was so close!
RD exclaimed, slamming the lid down with her wet hoof. She sighed dejectedly. Her fun times having been ruined, and slowly
Who's
propped
actually fapping right now?
What?
Like, I hear it sounds like...
Oh, I'm using a Tupperware lid to fan myself, and my nails are clicking against it.
Oh!
Yeah, no.
Why did you ruin the mood?
Yeah, people
I was
would,
curious.
God. God.
But anyway, she sighed dejectedly, her fun times having been ruined, and slowly propped herself up on the floor, her bedroom now in almost complete darkness. She was alone. No more saucy images of her friends to clop to, just her breathing and the whirring of the fan contained within the borked computer. Okay, sidebar, do people ever fap to their actual friends?
That is an interesting question. I would say no. I don't think people even fap to their significant other unless they're like on on a business trip or something.
Okay.
No.
Like, it's kind of creepy, honestly. I would
It
think.
is. Like, real people, ugh. Like,
Yeah, real
actually-
people.
People
Like, that
who
you actually know? Oh, that's weird. Like, that's so weird. to me.
Weird.
That is, I've never gotten the appeal. It's like, oh, you know, I have to hang out with you, dude.
Yeah. Like, that's just so awkward, but here we go. Now that her source of clot material was gone, she began to head toward her bed and continue her session, but she looked back at where the entail rested on the floor, lights flashing away. Well, the silly piece of technology had gone and betrayed her. Maybe she could punish it? Rainbow grinned and shuffled back over to it, laying back down in the same position as before. Rainbow extended her still damp hoof and started stroking the front edge of the lid before rubbing circles around the logo in the center of the lid. She softly placed her lips against the latch of the lid, fitting her tongue in the little grooves formed by the bits of plastic.
Yes.
Dash cuddled up to the computer.
You're gonna have a good time. You're gonna give me a good time, blue screen or not.
Rainbow Dash lifted... I'm sorry, this is so awkward.
This is, like, what the okay, I have several questions so far.
Oh.
Why was it so quick? Like, it was like, damn it, well, I guess I'll just fuck the laptop. Like, no other thoughts, no other alternatives.
Shit, maybe I
She
should get
didn't-
my toys out. No.
Yeah, do I have any fruit or vegetables that are roughly phallic shaped in the fridge? You know, a banana or a cucumber? No, it's straight to, I'm gonna fuck this oddly shaped, cold plastic rectangle.
That's still turned
That will
on.
no way fit.
Yeah.
That, and like, that's why I wanted us to read it, because I was like, how the hell is she gonna achieve this?
Like, is she just
Oh
gonna
my God,
warm
is she
herself
actually-
along the warm parts, or like, and then gonna burn, or what is
I
gonna
think
go
That's a
on?
good, like, is she actually gonna attempt, ooh, I hope she doesn't attempt insertion. Oh,
We'll find
that
out.
hurt me.
She just has to like break it first, fold it in half a couple of times,
Jesus.
and then work it on.
My thing is like
Nothing about jagged metal or plastic involved in that scenario.
No, not at all. It'll work just fine. Yes.
Go ahead, Katora.
Okay. So Rainbow Dash lifted the laptop to her body, pressing it against her torso, the warmth seeping through her coat, and making... What the heck? The Skype thing keeps getting in the way. Making her sweat with the angle she had it. The fan was blowing against her pussy. The feeling of hot air against her wet clit caused Dash to groan and grip the laptop tighter.
Oh, Celestia, you know how to touch me just right.
She rubbed the top of it, keeping the jet of air against her muff. She brought the laptop's USB ports up to her mouth and wiggled the tip of her tongue in the small hole. It seemed to electrify her and the air around her, and she began passionately making out with the chosen port. A hoof began slowly stroking the cover, and Dash moaned into the laptop's hole. She slid her tongue out and began licking the entire cover.
My question, is this lesbian or straight or what's Like, I mean, lots going on, so...
I'm guessing lesbian because she was looking at pictures of her friends.
No, but, like, I mean with the laptop.
Yeah, like...
Yeah.
Transhumanist, maybe? I don't know.
No, but it's weird that she's talking to
Or
it.
should we keep it androgynous, or, like...
Androgynous is good, but I really think that, like, it's weird that she's talking to it.
It kinda is. Kinda is.
I mean, I talk to inanimate objects all the time.
Well, yeah, but you're usually not fucking them.
Hopefully.
I said usually. There's wiggle room.
I mean, unless you get some really realistic, fun time stuff, but,
I mean, I'm just saying, you're probably, like, trying to avoid looking at your, like, Xbox controller, like, oh no.
Oh, not there.
Yes, so good.
That sounds... Because the laptop, it sounds like she's just going to rub it against herself. An Xbox controller, that just seems...
That has part, yeah.
That has bits and bobs sticking off, like edges and shit.
That makes more... Like, it still, but...
It seems... no, I'm saying that seems worse than the laptop.
No way! The Xbox controller's definitely more fuckable.
Yeah, it's got, like, more places where it can actually fit.
Yeah, like
yeah, fair enough.
Like the jagged edges scraping against.
Like you don't even have to put it in all the way. Like you could just like use the
Fair enough. I guess I'm wrong. Yeah, that makes sense actually.
Yeah, and then you could just like be like vibration go. Like there's even apps on the Xbox for it. Serious.
Is there?
Yeah, like there's ones where like you could play with your friends and they can control the vibration of
Jesus Christ!
I know.
That helps out with long distance relationships.
Yeah, the Xbox is a scary place.
The way Katora described it was you can play with your friends and have them. I just imagined like some weird gamer lesbian sleepover.
Oh my god, no.
Oh, wow.
And it made me laugh.
Like the game, oh my god, what if it was like DDR, and if you got like DDR right, but like just with the controller, like with the joysticks and stuff, then the vibration of the other person's controller would keep going. Oh my god. I could see people playing that, like couples playing that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
yeah, but it's just the way you worded it, because you didn't say, your significant other can control the vibration. You said your friends.
Okay, let's be honest here, though. In society
Who
that
says
we
they have
live
to be
in,
significant others to do stuff?
exactly,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. The society that we
No,
live
I'm saying
in,
that just seems like a weird activity. Like, hey, dude.
Want to play Xbox?
Bonding time! Bonding time!
Who cares about Call of Duty? Let's fuck with Yes.
You do me out to you, man.
Oh my god, so awkward. Imagine cleaning all of the lube and
Like
everything
that's just
off your
what I've
pistol.
been picturing.
That
That's
would
what I've
stain
been
all the
picturing
cracks.
this entire time. Ever since you've said your friends can play, that's all I can see is just people doing this. Like a bunch, like hey, just hanging. That's why it was like the weird lesbian sleepover Xbox party. It was just like friends get together and do this. That amuses me.
Happy fun sleepover times.
What?
Happy fun sleepover times.
Yeah.
I mean, hey,
One hell of a sleepover.
I bet you, for conventions, it would be a huge thing.
Holy hell! Yes, it would be. Can you imagine if they decided to reach that?
Yeah, it would... so many orgies. So many orgies.
Like, the amount that there are now, multiply that by, 10. And, yeah.
Amount of orgies or amount of
amount of orgies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I was thinking orgies. That's what I was like, oh
like
no.
I was standing here going potentially. I don't know about 10 times as many orgies.
I don't know.
It would at least double, and that's more than enough.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but
just do one gigantic one.
That's true.
No, that room would get way too hot.
If you get a big enough space.
Hey, Katora, you're forgetting something.
What?
Who said they're all in the same room if they're using the Xbox Live Party?
But that's what she said. She said if you get it all in one room, and I was like, no, that room would be way too hot.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you can't do that all in one room.
It'd be way too hot. Anyway, and not in the good way. Anyway. The air was beginning to make her crotch too warm for comfort, so Rainbow set the computer down again.
I think I need to pick up pace now.
With one hoof between her legs massaging her button, she fetched a USB flash drive from her bedside table. Panting, she shakily inserted it into the moist hole. Flash drive? Sliding it in with ease from the lubrication of Dash's drool. The flash drive in position and worked at getting the laptop into position as well.
Wait, okay, I have to ask. When it said moist hole...
I think it's the USB drive that it's talking about.
Yeah, no, a USB port that she licked.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah.
Oh!
Also, she's gonna really fuck the computer with a USB drive.
That's kind of, yeah.
Oh my, okay, because I was thinking she was putting it into her vagina, and that's why I was like...
I noticed that there was 2 possibilities with that, so I just wanted to clarify. Also, I'd like to point out that based on this, she was literally cooking her vagina.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just nice and,
grill marks on there.
Nice and crispy.
Oh my god. No. I just...
Gotta prepare it for eating.
That's true, but let's keep reading. Let's keep reading. We've got to keep going. Okay. Panting, she shakily inserted it into the moist hole, sliding it in with...
We're done with this paragraph.
Hold on. It just, jumped. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Okay. The flash drive into position. Rainbow worked at getting the laptop into position as well. Opening the screen a little and propping the computer on the floor so the USB was pointing skyward. This created a sweet blue glow around Rainbow Dash as she prepared to sit on the laptop. Slowly she began to insert the flash drive inside her moist hole, letting out slight moan as it penetrated her and a flow of juices poured out.
It's a strap-on.
What? Yeah, but how does it not come out?
So the laptop is female sport, and the USB is a strap-on or something.
Yeah,
no, I'm just picturing an android, Data from Star Trek, and it'd be like, oh, I have this attachable penis.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Attachable? detachable.
Detachable.
What?
Well, yeah, because
I totally see that.
It's like you know,
with magnets.
No, apparently it's an inserted thing
Like it would
into like a socket. I assume you screw it into place.
I feel like the magnet idea is better.
But
off too easily with the magnet.
Yeah, it would. You wouldn't want to trust a magnet.
You want something that you can be able to like move around on and like lean with. Whereas magnets, you lean too far, it pops right off, and you're like, what the fuck?
But like, okay, what if you wanted to have more than one dick though? Like the magnet would make it easier to apply more than one.
Okay, there would obviously, if you have an Android, you could just fix that with, oh yeah, we'll just have an additional attachment. Buy the 2-dick extension.
But then you would have like a port that like could get stuck in your pubic hair if you have pubic hair. Just saying, like
now new had, like, from Sexco, the 5-dick attachment.
Like if you had enough rubber or skin or latex, whatever the fuck it is, to go over that, that wouldn't be a problem. Like it would just cover all of that, so there's nothing.
Yeah, it would be the craziest like sex octopus ever.
I don't know. We'll see.
If you're into testicle porn,
it's just your android pulls down his pants and it's like Cthulhu's beard of dicks.
Absolute boyfriend. That's all I have to say.
I want one so bad.
Right? They're so hot. Oh my god. No.
God damn it.
Looney, if you don't know, do you know what Absolute Boyfriend is? Oh, well, for people that are listening that don't know, Absolute Boyfriend is this shoujo manga that came out, where basically this girl is, like, living her life, and then, like, this robot guy, like, that's a super hot android, just, like, appears out of nowhere and starts living with her, and, like, she has to teach her about society, and he's, like, wanting to be her boyfriend throughout all of it and everything.
Yeah, like, essentially what it is she ends up, she buys this thing, and like she's super desperate to get a boyfriend, and that's how she ends up with one, and he learns her things, whatever, and they get a relationship and whatnot.
But like really, what really matters out of like that whole entire story is not their loving relationship, but how fucking hot he is.
And how he totally wants to fuck.
He's so hot. But anyway. Let's get back to
story.
Yes.
Second line.
Slowly. Oh, she had already worked herself so much she was about ready to climax. She just needed a little extra push. She began to slowly insert the flash drive inside herself, building up a steady pace as her wings were spread as far as her legs were. She wanted it to go deeper, and she began picking up the pace to compensate for the lack of length. The friction began to build up, and the juices were covering the screen, keyboard, and the USB ports. Imagine cleaning that up later. Right? Her pace began to fill her with uncontrollable horniness. She was unable to think clearly, and every time she opened her eyes, they were rolled into the back of her head. She was gasping for breath and arching her back, letting out frantic moans as the USB penetrated her hole. The feeling of ecstasy pulsating through her body kept her building up her pace to the point she couldn't go any faster.
Okay, we have to pause. A few things. One, I don't know if you guys know, but as someone with a degree in IT, I have to point out that a USB drive...
It would have broken by now, right?
It would have at least... There's no way it would be in the computer still.
I know, that's what I was saying. Yeah. Like, earlier, I was like, wouldn't it come out?
Yeah, it would.
It would have. It would have ages ago.
Especially since she lubed it up.
Exactly. There shouldn't have been any lubing going on.
It probably, if it didn't do that with how fast she's doing it, it would have snapped. It would have snapped.
Also, why would you go for a USB drive? Those things can be tiny. Like, unless she has one of those novelty ones that's actually genuinely shaped like a dick, and one of those ridiculously large ones, no. just no. Like,
I wouldn't
no.
imagine that the average USB drive's shape would be pleasant.
No, like, it really, I mean, they're so small that it really wouldn't matter, but,
Right.
like, but that's the thing, is it's too small. Too small, too short.
Well, I mean, she is
Do anything.
supposedly smaller than we are, I guess.
But no, her laptop and all that shit would be scaled down.
Exactly. Like, it wouldn't be human size. It would be all relative to a pony
Honestly,
size. So
this-
essentially, you can think of it as the same way as if it were our size.
Her having a laptop doesn't even make any damn sense because one, how could she use the trackpad when she has hooves and they're not warm? Two, how
Okay,
could she
okay,
type anything?
You're coming to a whole new level of why the fuck, and that's how ponies hold anything.
Yeah,
So-
have you not noticed? Okay, there is an inconsistency in the show. Sometimes ponies will hold things with their hooves, and sometimes ponies will hold them with their mouths.
Exactly. So I mean, it honestly doesn't matter. Some people have the magic of magnetism in their hooves, and some of the ponies don't.
And it's not even consistent who has it.
Maybe
Exactly.
she types with her wings. I'll just give her that.
Okay.
What?
Honestly, I was sitting here thinking she might as well fuck a AA battery, honestly.
Exactly. Like it wouldn't even. That's how pointless. Well, never mind. I'm not.
Well, we'll see. Like, there's still... It seems like there might be a while to go.
Oh,
Really?
Her pace began to fill her with...
I think it's my line actually.
Oh, yeah, it is. It is.
Oh fuck! I'm gonna come.
She kept going. Her back arched even further. Then there was a snap. She had been too rough. There it is. She had been too rough on her poor USB as it had snapped off inside the laptop.
Oh my god. Ah shit! I was even closer than last time too. Stupid unreliable electronics.
She looked around for something else to use when she noticed a rather thick Wonderbolt Academy pen sitting in her pencil cup. It was much larger than the USB, and she quickly grabbed it. She began to use it to massage her clit as she let out a moan of relief.
I need something bigger.
She slowly lifted the pen.
baseball bat.
She
I would have
slowly,
died if you went for a battery.
Battery.
at least she
I
went.
should have.
Yeah, at least she went to a bigger size. But hey, I mean,
Right?
she slowly lifted the pen up to her mouth and licked her fluids. It tasted like a mixture of sweet and sour. Nope. She could feel her pussy pulsating, begging to fuck some more. She slowly inserted the pen into her pussy, and to her surprise, it began to twist.
It's electronic. Maybe if I would actually write more, I would have found that out.
She didn't care as the pen was drilling her snatch, caused even more fluid to come out. She looked over at her laptop and quickly snatched it up as she left the pen inside her. She began to lick the portholes again, and her fluids had absolutely drenched her laptop. The fan began to blow against her snatch again, heating it up even more. That sounds so unpleasant.
No.
She was...
just no.
Yeah, she was very close, and she took the pen out of her sloppy muff. And checked... Wait. Oh.
That's the best description of a vagina I've
Here,
heard.
hold on for it. Someone's calling. Bueno. Busy. Woony, edit this part out. Yeah,
will.
sorry, recording. Bye.
Nacho Grande.
Bueno. Okay. About sloppy muff. And
That's-
jammed. Like, I almost laughed at the word snatch, but I was like, okay, keep going, and then sloppy muff.
It's the greatest description of a vagina ever.
Sloppy.
Sloppy muff.
Yep.
I'm convinced that the person writing this is a dude.
Yeah.
What gave it away?
Well, a lot of things, really. But I never go into one of these stories assuming it's a dude unless like the name is blatantly dude.
That's true. Okay, so she jammed it, and jammed it into the power plug of her laptop. She then bent over, fully exposing herself, and lifted her laptop between her legs and inserted the pen drill deep inside of her. She started out fucking herself very fast from the get-go. She didn't want to stop. Read it! Read it!
You have to read it.
Give me a second. Oh, poor wet snatch wants to be fucked.
She rolled over on her back, her wings spread wide, and exposed her snatch even more. The pen was as close beside her as possible as she was keeping the pace. The laptop was smacking against her clit. That sounds awful. She was very close. Fluids would seep into the power adapter.
I would. Okay, so now, from my understanding, based on the science of how many nerve endings it has, the clitoris is a very sensitive organ, and laptops are fucking heavy and repeatedly smacking your
MacBook Air.
Yeah, it just sounds painful. It sounds like
Maybe
torture,
Rainbow
honestly.
Dash is into that.
I feel
Maybe.
like anything like, I feel like when it comes to your clit, it should never be smacked. Like,
Don't go around slapping that. No.
Yeah, like no.
It's wise.
Ow, so abusive. Your line.
What the?
She was experiencing a huge electrical discharge from her laptop. However, it was just enough shock to reach her snatch. The electrical shock caused her to climax. It was unlike any sensation she'd ever felt. It activated a small amount of adrenaline as it scared her, causing her to actually release a massive amount of fluid to the point where there was a puddle beginning to build up.
What?
Yeah. Rainbow took the pen laptop combo out of her pussy with a small strand of fluid that dissipated as she threw it aside. Her pussy was throbbing still, and she was trying her best to catch her breath. She released a small puddle as fluid oozed out, even getting her ass.
She's gotta be so dehydrated.
Right? Her entire pussy was
probably just lick it right back up.
That's true. Or use it as a lube. She might even hump the floor, like hump the puddle.
There we go. Like, she might just have, like, a bottle ready to just get that thing up, you know?
Yes. I'm sure it's real. It's gotta be.
No, but... Yeah. It's a thing.
She finally caught her breath but was unable to move. She felt paralyzed out of exhaustion and the shock tensing up her muscles. She slowly looked over at her laptop. It sat there in its glory of having fucked her. She was in absolute awe. She'd never climaxed like that before. She was so satisfied. Who knew electronics were shockingly good for masturbation?
Oh, God.
I mean...
Let's read the comments. Let's
see...
What?
The first one is just the word, what?
Then the next one is, I'm here to inform you that this man has committed suicide. Rather, the ones around him slowly killed him. Then someone says, you, sir, the author, are great. The next one says, this can't be healthy. And then someone else says, that last line, I lolled.
Oh, yeah, that's the part you laughed at, where it was like, oh, yeah, apparently electronics are good for masturbation.
So stupid.
Like, and I just want to point out, you know, yeah, electronics are great. That's why they make specifically designed electronics for that. They're called vibrators or massagers, depending on where you buy them.
Or what you're into.
Exactly.
What the hell?
The amount of people commenting on here about how hot and sexy and how turned on they are
is so perplexing.
Best story ever. Love it.
LOL. Let's see.
This one says, I just hope this doesn't give my laptop any ideas. I'm perfectly comfortable with my habits now. Great story, smiley face.
This right here is a near perfect example of the completely absurd being written goddamn perfectly amazing, and to quote a line from one of my favorite Clopfics, I, for one, am uncontrollably aroused. Smiley face.
I just love this one comment that says, so this is how I fix my old laptop. Interesting.
You turn it into a sex toy. Perfect.
I mean, at least it won't go to waste, right?
Right?
Okay.
Someone's laptop has STDs.
You have AIDS. Yes, you have AIDS. I mean, it is a virus.
Someone just commented, I'm not really sure if I want to. It's, if you want to, fuck your laptop?
Why would you even think about that?
It's like, I'm not sure if I want to. You're not sure?
Here's a perfect one. Let me just set my brain aside for a moment. Right over here. There we go. Perfect.
Okay, like, I think, like, how many... Okay, so Bessie, the way that we rate things... sorry, Inky, the way that we rate things is on a scale from 1 to 5 horn jobs. How many would you give this? It gets a 2. From me.
I mean...
And I feel like that's...
1 out of 5?
Yeah.
I think 2's fair.
Generous. Yeah, it's
generous, really. Yeah.
Yeah.
I might go with like a 1.8.
Like, if I was at, like, an open mic and someone started reading this story to me, I would, like, literally go out to the store, buy tomatoes, come back, just to throw them out.
I would be laughing my fucking ass off. This would be the greatest if someone read this story to me. It was like an open mic and they just started reading this so seriously, I would not be able to control myself. I might piss my pants, who knows?
I would just be staring at them for such a long time, and then if it kept going after one paragraph, seriously, I'd be like, I have to stop this. Like, that's why I buy tomatoes. Like, there's no way you could write something like this, read it out loud in public, think that it's good enough, and not get a tomato to the face. Like, it's just unacceptable.
We live in a society, and this society has rules.
Yep.
I just found... Okay, this one comment. If you enjoyed this, then I highly suggest 1, but the kitchen sink. 2, Rainbow Dash seduces a watermelon. 3, clopping on the door. 4, Rainbow Dash and a mouse cursor. And 5, gluttonous love. So,
wait,
apparently...
Okay, so why were all but fucking the last one, like, super specific? What does he mean by gluttonous love? No, I want to know what she fucks.
Like food fucking?
Yeah,
well,
like...
She already fucked a watermelon, man.
Well, she seduced it, but who knows
She seduced
whether
it.
she was successful or not. Like, maybe she didn't succeed in seducing said watermelon.
Okay, but
It took her a while.
We could read about that, or we could read how much wood can a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could Chuck Norris.
Sure.